In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Behold, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. Allah, guide us on the right path. Fellow those upon whom thou hast thy favor. Not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down. Those who have teaching. Say he Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness, that none deserve to be served worth to praise besides Allah, him in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that sent us the greetings. We have Brother Ibrahim Muhammad from Tampa, Florida. We have Shabazz, Atlanta, Georgia. We have Brother Khalil from family. I'd like to say in the name of Allah who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Today we want to continue to talk about which one will survive the war of Armageddon. But today we want to talk about the early history of the messenger. Because in this generation, a lot of times people think that the nation didn't grow until Malcolm became the national representative for the messenger. And a lot of times the way they interpret Malcolm's history through the media, they make you think, you know, when Malcolm came to the nation, it was only 500, believers. It wasn't nothing but 500 believers. But when he came, he made it this national group, you know what I'm saying, with believers everywhere. But we never look at the history of the messenger before Malcolm and look at the documented history of the Nation of Islam before Malcolm X. Because where do they get that number 500 from? Like if you ask the question, where do you get that from? Show us what publication you using to get the 500. Who said that? Where? Because if you look at the history, even with Time Magazine had an article. Yeah. This is the April 30th, 1934 Time Magazine. They documented that it was 400 students at the University of Islam. 400 students. This is what they talking about, the records they saw when they went and raided the University of Islam. And this was in 1934 when the messenger just was on the scene for 3 years. Because he said he became acquainted with Master Farad Muhammad in 1931. This is 1934 and they already making national news. Where was Malcolm? All praises due to Allah. Malcolm X wasn't nowhere. And in this Time Magazine article, they talking about an incident that happened in Detroit where 500 Muslims came to Detroit because they came to actually get the brothers and sisters who was in jail out of jail. So it was 500, not counting the ones that they had in prison. This was 500 Muslims that came down to the prison for the brothers and sisters that was in prison. Plus you got the 400 that was in the University of Islam. That's not count Chicago. You had brothers and sisters in Chicago too. So where do they get this number 500 when they talking about the nation didn't grow before Malcolm? But we want to look at the May 1st, 1972 Muhammad Speaks. And this was a special issue of the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. This whole issue was dedicated to the early history of the messenger. And this is on issues.com for anybody who want to check it out. Now this article was written by Brother Benjamin. Brother Benjamin was Brother Benjamin Mitchell. Is when he met the messenger in 1935. He says, one day after he had lived in and out of my home for a number of years, he said, brother, I'll be out for a while and I'm expecting a letter here. It may be in the name of J. Bogan. Immediately I resorted. I thought you said your name was Mr. Evans. So Brother Benjamin knew the messenger as Mr. Evans. The messenger living in his house. Imagine that. You got a brother in your house who rent a room for you. He tell you his name, Mr. Evans, and that's what you know him by. But he say, I might get a letter here addressed to J. Bogon. It's like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? So he said, he smiled and said, if it comes, keep it for me. I related the conversation to my wife, and we wonder what kind of man is this, carrying two names. But then a few weeks later, he came saying that he was expecting another letter, this time in the name of Muhammad Rasul. This is the message. Where was Malcolm? And when you look at the history of the nation, the messenger was making a name for Muhammad Rasul. Muhammad Rasul don't even exist. But the messenger spreading Islam so hard that he making a name for Muhammad Rasul. Somebody that don't even exist. They write Time magazine articles about Muhammad Rasul. They write Time magazines articles about Mr. Bogon. The messenger. This was before Malcolm. So when they talk about the Nation of Islam only had 500 people before Malcolm, where do they get this history from? Where are they citing this from? Then Brother Benjamin said, we had no idea of the true identity of this magnificently mysterious man, but we were awed by the wisdom and the density of his teachings and his plans for us. We could not begin to comprehend the greatness of this little man, nor the profound effect that this plan given by his God will have on our lives these many years later. But we loved him and obeyed him, and we followed him throughout the land, even to jail. And they got in parentheses a smile. Even to jail. And this is why it's good for us as Muslims today to read this history. To see what Muslims sacrificed for us to be here right now. Because a lot of times we take it for granted. But this brother said he followed him to prison. That's real talk. You married, you got a wife and a family. This man saying he the messenger of Allah. Why we gotta go to jail? You the messenger. Ain't Allah with you? What you mean we gotta go to jail? How many people would be willing to do that? Like real talk. If you just had to go today. Because this article's in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. I read an article. This brother was 20 years old. 20. And I believe this article was like in 70 or 71. It was the early 70s. He had to go to jail for not going to the war. They was writing about his trial. 20 years old. He had to go to prison for 5 years for not going to the war. Them sacrifices Muslims had, it wasn't just the older Muslims. They had another article of a junior FOI. This brother got killed by the police. This brother, his grandfather, he was talking to his grandfather before he got killed. This brother said, if they kill me, tell them I'm with the Muslims. That's what this little brother said. All praises due to Allah. Little young brother, for the messenger. He said, tell them I'm with the Muslims. I don't care what they do. They kill me, they kill me. Tell them I'm with the Muslims. That's his attitude, and he was a junior fruit. You know what I'm saying? That's how Muslim was, and that's what we need to read. We should read about brother Captain Roscoe Muhammad. Read his history. It's on there too. This brother had heart attacks. Still wanted to come to the temple. Still wanted to come to the... I read that when I was a young Muslim. I was real new. I don't remember whether I was registered here or I had just came. This brother, I read that, and that's why today, I don't want to hear no Muslim telling me nothing about show the lost found Muslim have fun too. You know what I'm saying? No, because if anybody had an excuse to have fun, it was Captain Roscoe Muhammad. He didn't do that. This brother standing in front of the temple, looking at the temple, talking about it's an honor to go in there. That's how brother Minister Levi wrote the article. Said when he was new, he wanted to see who his captain was. Who my captain? He ain't here. He didn't say he saw Brother Roscoe at the park. He didn't say he saw Brother Roscoe somewhere chilling, catching the game somewhere. He didn't see Brother Roscoe. Brother Roscoe standing outside in front of the temple. When the messenger told him, you stay away, he could have been like, well, shoot, I'm going to go chill somewhere. You know, shoot, having heart attacks, I need to rest. No, He's standing in front of the temple looking at the temple. That's where they see him. That's a Muslim. That's a Muslim. All praise due to Allah. Because all a Muslim want to do is be a Muslim. Straight up. You can have a heart attack. But if your heart pumping Islam, when it start back beating, you want to be a Muslim. You don't want to sit around nowhere doing nothing. You don't want to be out here with these lost found. Straight up. That's just real talk. And that's why we should read the Muhammad Speaks newspaper and see what Muslims sacrificed. They had to sacrifice to be Muslims. We take it for granted. We just come when we want to come, don't come when we don't want to come. But look at what them Muslims sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? What if they had a choice? They didn't have no choice. This is what you got to do to be a Muslim. And when they start soldiering, they start loving. That's what happened when you start soldiering. That's what happened. You start loving. And you want to come to the temple. Ain't nothing going to stop you from coming to the temple. That's why every Muslim should read about brother Ahmad Muhammad. Read about what he did. The messenger told him to say the Muhammad Speaks newspapers. He could have been like after 10 years, like, man, ain't what I'm saving all these papers for. But he was a soldier. Another soldier, sacrificing. He didn't know what to do with them papers, what's going to happen. But the messenger told him, save him. That's good enough for a soldier. You ain't got to be having all this extra stuff. The messenger said, hey, that's what it is. He want me to save him. I don't know why I'm saving him. But he said, save him. That's Muslims. And that's what we should read about. His sacrifice. Read about Brother James Shabazz from Newark, New Jersey. Muslims should want to know about that. It shouldn't be that these brothers just die and that's it. All the sacrifices they made. No, we should read about them. We should want to read about them. Just like in the white man's military. We knew about General Patton. We knew about Westmoreland. We knew about these there. Well, how many Muslims know about Roscoe Muhammad? Don't we even care to know about this brother? All that he did here in the city for us. You know what I'm saying? Muslims don't die. How they don't die? Because we still talk about them. All praise due to Allah. We tell everybody about Captain Roscoe Muhammad. Tell everybody about James Shabazz, Ahmad, all of them. Why are we going to let them die? Even the sisters. Sister Marjorie Hassan, another soldier. She ain't never write no sympathetic article. It was always about the message. And that's what we need to read in this generation of Islam to learn what the fire means. To have fire for Islam. Not all this nonchalant, well, we got to know, man. It's about the message. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't going to get that unless we read about other Muslims. We got to have something to compare this to. And that's military. You need to know about your military. You need to know about the sacrifices that soldiers in your military made. We should know about what happened in New York in 1972 when the FOI had an incident with the New York City Police Department. We should know about that. In the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, they didn't just have brothers. They had the junior MGT out there. The junior FOI was out there. Everybody was out there. And this was through the week. They calling brothers at work. They ain't at work. No. They at the temple, they came. You got people talking about they was on the subway when they heard. They ain't say, oh, I gotta. No. They raiding our, we going. Junior MGT. That's what you see when you look in the Muhammad Speaks New. All praise due to Allah. So we gotta have something to compare Islam to. We can't, you know what I'm saying? The sacrifices that the messenger made. When he was on the run, he could have just been like, man, how I'm gonna do this? He was like, shoot, if I gotta make an alias, I'm getting it to him. He didn't just make one alias. Because if you read his sacrifices, in 1967 Savior's Day, this was when the messenger was talking about his time on the run. He said, I had many close calls. He didn't say like he was just on the run and Allah just like, yo, just go here, go there. No. He said it was plenty of close calls. He was talking about how he missed out on being a father to his children. Said any man want to be a father to their children. He missing out on that. You know, he was talking about the strain he had on him. He was talking about how when the FBI locked him up to go to prison, he said that he was on the run for 7 years. Master Farad Muhammad told him that all of the people who was after him to kill him was dead. Said you don't have to worry about them no more. He said that day, the evening of that day, is when the FBI came to lock him up so he can spend 5 more years in prison. This is what he sacrificed for us. And then Muslims like Brother Benjamin, they right there with him, going to jail. They ain't make no excuses. They just did it. Because he said, we followed him right to jail. Followed him. We ain't trying to make no excuses. We ain't trying to figure out some kind of way, well, we don't have to really do that, do we? No. They followed him. Where you go, I go. And that's what you see when you look at Muslims during the time of the message. They followed the message. All praise is due to Allah. They did what he said do, and whatever it was. And that's why it's important for us to read those Muhammad Speaks newspapers that's on the website. We shouldn't just take it for granted. We should want to read that just like military people want to read about their history and their military. They know about their people. They don't let them die. They build monuments for them. They name streets after them. They name ships after them. They name everything after them. They don't let you forget the sacrifices that they people made for their nation. And we shouldn't do that either. We shouldn't forget about them, brother. And we should pattern ourselves after them. We shouldn't just act like, oh, that was for them. No, this is for us too. This is the standard. Now we comparing. This is the standard. Like they say, the pace setters. When you running a race, you got a pace setter. So if you don't keep up the pace with the pace setter, you ain't gonna win. There's a certain pace you got to keep up with when it's a person set the pace. Them brothers and sisters set the pace. Yes, they set the standard. So you look at them and compare like what Brother Roscoe had a heart attack, brother. You know what I'm saying? He was still trying to come to the temple. He had heart attacks. Brothers wanted to see their captain. And they saw, I just thought that was something. I was like, wow. That's a soldier, straight up. That's the kind of stuff you read about when you're talking about military history. A soldier do stuff that's above and beyond, like, wow. He wasn't at home. You saw him standing in front of the temple when the messenger told him. You could just chill, you could just go, stay away. No, I want to be here. And then to add more into my clothes and to add more. They said that the messenger told him, I'll call you. So the brother felt like, he ain't called me yet. Well, maybe, he might have forgot. Who knows? The messenger got all this stuff to do. Maybe he might have forgot about me because he want to be at the temple. So he called the messenger like, what's up? I remember you. I told you I'd tell you to come back when I tell you. But this brother wanted to come to the temple. And that's the pace setter. And that's the history that we got in the Nation of Islam that we all should want to read. But all praise is due to Allah. But brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I leave you as I came in the Nation of Islam, greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. You brother minister of the hand. Yeah, he brought back old times when he mentioned with the Captain Roscoe Muhammad. As was when I was first coming in, and I saw, I'll never forget it, me and Thomas O. And I said, that's the captain. And I went over and introduced myself, and he was the captain. And he was stricken. The brother said he had a heart attack. This man's whole head turned white. His head is red. And the messenger did tell him that. He thought the messenger had forgot about it, but he told me, he said, it's an honor to go through that door. It's an honor to go in there. If he couldn't, he said, but it's an honor to go there. And he said the messenger called him back and told him, so okay, now, you can go ahead on now. He came on back, soldier, till death took him. So he was right. We should always remember these trailblazers, these pace setters, that set the pace and stage for you and I to be here. We should always remember our history for the fighters before us to make it better for you and I today. They did it. The pioneers, the pace setters, trailblazers. That's who set the pace for you and I. So we have to do the same. We have to set the pace for those who are coming in after us, with the help of Almighty God, Allah, who came in the person of the Master, Farad Muhammad. So it's an honor and a privilege to be here, bearing witness in this day and time that Almighty God, Allah, is a true and living God, and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was his last and greatest messenger. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad was a soldier. He was a pace setter. He was the first begotten of the dead. And he was a believer. He loved us more than we loved ourselves, brothers and sisters. And he just was a loving man. Wasn't no proudness or selfishness or boastfulness. He was humble and submissive. And he taught us that if we be humble and submissive, Allah will bless us. We will have a strong nation, a strong brotherhood and sisterhood. This is what it's about. Obedience to Allah is obedience to the messenger. Disobedience to Allah is disobedience to the messenger. I don't care what you do or what we do or what I do. If it's not in accord with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, that's disobedience and we doing it. I don't care how little it is, how small it is. We may think, oh, that's just a small infraction. If it's obedience, it's good. If it's disobedience, it's disobedience. I don't care how small it is. A lie is a lie. You know, ain't no little lie. Oh, he just told a little lie. It wasn't no big lie. No, a lie is a lie. It don't make no difference how big it is or how small it is. In other words, if we told our children Santa Claus come down the chimney, a big fat white man come down the chimney, oh, that's just, you lied. Total lie. Oh, it ain't that. No, you lied. It's a lie. You know, no fat white man don't come down no chimney. It's a lie. Well, I was just keeping up with the tradition. But you lied. Yeah, what kind of tradition is it? You told a lie. These are the kind of things. You know, I just say in the name of Allah who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, true and living God, forever thank him for raising up in our midst a divine leader, teacher, and guide in the person of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I thank Allah for allowing me, giving me the privilege. This is what he giving you and I, a privilege. You're not here because it's you got something to do with it. No, it's a privilege that you're able to come through this way. That we all able to come through this way. He don't owe you nothing. He don't owe me nothing. He gave you and I privilege to come through this way and enjoy this life. He gave it to you and I, and he can take it. So don't think that, oh, I got it. No, it's a privilege. Remember that. It's a privilege. He gave you and I privilege. He gave you and I blessing when he raised up one from among you and teach us and guide us, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But yet we act foolish. We're ungrateful. Allah gave us this privilege, but we're ungrateful. We're unthankful. See? And we just do what we want to do. See? All of us are guilty of it. You know your thoughts, I know mine. I'm not perfect, you ain't either. You know holier than thou? Neither am I. But we have laws, rules, and regulations that we must abide by. The messenger said he had orders. Allah ordered him. We all have orders. See? Orders are made to be obeyed, not broken. Obeyed. This law. I wrote down something here about the Nation of Islam. We have a check and balance thing here. The power of the man in charge. See, we have a check and balance thing. That goes for the minister too. I had to write this down. So, yeah, I'm reading, but I had to write this down. This is going for everybody. It's what they say, TV land. Everybody. I just hear everybody. So I don't want anybody to think I'm picking on you or we picking on somebody. See, that's the kind of mentality we have. I'm talking to everybody. They turn on that, the internet, what is it? Our website, you hear. Everybody. You teach yourself sometime too. Yeah, you teach yourself. See, the power is not just one man in charge, it's the minister. Not that, this is a check and balance thing here. Just like we have it, just like America with this man in charge, the president. Trump. He can't do what he want to do, but he think he can. He think he above the law. What he say goes. No, the minister not above the law either. It ain't what he say goes if it's not right. It's what Allah say goes through his messenger. We don't question that. We don't have a better plan. Because if we had a better plan, Allah probably would have chose you then. If you got a better plan than what the messaging plan, you got a better deal. You know how to do more better than what he did. Allah should have chose you then. You could have told the messenger something. upheld our law, uphold our law of the Constitution, just like America. We hold our law up to the Constitution on truth. What the messenger said. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We may not like it. We'll learn to like it. Like your brother said, when you start soldiering, you will love it. You will love it when you start pushing this program. You will love it, brother. You will love it. Allah will bless you with spirit to love it. He will give it to you. If they say that, it's this there too now. We uphold the truth. We uphold it. But the nation of Islam, like the United States of America, uphold their constitution. Of their forefathers. Gave them the Constitution, what a guide to go by. No little lies to be used in our Constitution. You know better than me, I'm no better than you. I don't care what kind of position I have. I don't care what I'm doing, or what I done did, or how much money I done gave. Allah promised us with wealth, way much more money you can give. See, if you got knowledge, you got wealth. See, you got the knowledge to get wealth. Praise be to Allah. No matter what temple you go to, it's your duty as a follower of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad to speak up if his teachings change.
That's right.
Speak up if his teaching change. If his teaching change. It's your duty to speak up. Not sit back and be like pals and wows. It's our duty. Good when you write this down. Oh, you should know it by heart. Now, I ain't got to know this by heart. I got to know my English C lesson English by heart. I ain't got to know this by heart. I write this down and say it word for word. See? And we know Wallace, he was able to tear down the nation. He was able to do it because didn't nobody challenge him. Didn't nobody say, hey, man, you let him try that today. Let him try to tear it down today. We're going to say something. We should. See? That won't happen again. That would never happen again. Because we demand it. We demand that this teachings be taught right. That's what we do. You may not do it, but we demand you to do it. You don't have to do it. But Allah take care of you. Allah get you. What the messenger say? Don't you worry in the least. So Allah say he gonna gather them all up and chastise them, all of them up. Believe it when I tell you. We're living in the days of manifestation of defects. This is what we're living in, brothers and sisters. You can take it, leave it. This is exactly what we're living in. If something wrong in your heart, it's gonna be brought out. It's gonna be brought out. You can run, but you can't hide. That self-accusing spirit. When self-accuse himself. Self ain't gonna lie on you. You know when you're wrong. And I know when I'm wrong. You know it. Praise be to Allah. You know it. But you won't submit to it. You're too hard-hearted. Stiff-necked and rebellious. See? Hard-hearted, stiff-necked and rebellious to submit to the truth. All praise is due to Allah. Say something what the messenger said about the hiding the truth. What you do when you hide the truth. What happens when you and me hide the truth? And you know the truth. Look what the devil did. He hid the truth, didn't he? What happened? It messed us up as a people. He got us to fighting and killing one another. Why? Because he held the truth. He hid the truth from you and I. This is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. It said our Savior has arrived. The hidden truth. Read it. The messenger taught us hiding the truth is a very serious thing to do. Very serious thing to do when you hide the truth. See what it do? What it does? It causes harm and disappointment and causes one to be misled. I can mislead you by telling you other than the truth. Oh, no, you can't. The devil did it. I can mislead you. I can deceive you by misleading you, not telling you the truth.
This don't apply to the devil. It applies to all of us. When you hide the truth and when you know the truth, it causes the loss of property and life. Life. You can lose your life. Don't you know people have been on death row? They've been accused of something that they wasn't, that they didn't do, and have lost their lives from hiding the truth? Look what you're doing. By being what? Stubborn, hard-hearted, stiff-necked, and rebellious. How's Allah going to help you and I if we show this coldness and this hard-hearted, trying to prove a point? Prove no point. This is true. And if you don't, it's going to condemn you. It's going to burn you up. You ain't seen the rest of it. You ain't seen nothing yet. It ain't touched the heart of what it said. The message said, it comes right on up to your throat. Someone wish they were dead. Death flee from you. Death don't want to be bothered with you. He runs from you in your rage. It causes the loss of friendship. The loss of friendship. Beloved ones. And the loss of confidence and trust. Okay, let's go back here to what beloved is. We'll go back and see what beloved ones is. The kind of we lost what beloved ones is. See what beloved ones is. Oh, here we go. Praise be to Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad. Definition of beloved one. A person one loves, and especially a member of one's family. Right? That's beloved. Let me read that again. We all family, but there's a family. What the message say? You treated me with rejection, now I treat you with rejection. You understand what I'm saying? This is the misleading, misled. Someone can mislead you. Someone can mislead me. Not only the devil, people. All right. Now, we go ahead on to this one. Let's see what the definition of misled. When you misled, there's someone, you know, is misleading. See, that's in there too. I say if I've been being misled, somebody who mislead me then, somebody mislead me. So I'm misled. Who's a misleader then? There's got to be a misleader in order to mislead you. It's that perpetrator. See? That old snake in the grass. Let me get back here with this mislead. If you say someone has misled you, you mean that they have made you believe something which is not true, either by telling you a lie or by giving you a wrong impression to deceive you. They gave you a wrong impression. That's why they was able to deceive you and mislead you. That false show of friendship, that false show of love. But in their heart, it was to deceive you, like the devil did. He showed us that we love you. I got your future in my hands. We love you. He hates you. He deceived you and me, and believed that we made us to believe that he loved us and he cared for us. He didn't love us and he didn't care for us. Just like that misleader didn't love you, but loved themselves. See, with that old snake in the grass. And the master said when he opened his mouth, he be teaching us. Let me show you what she said about the old snake in the grass that bite Muslims now. Let me show you what a snake in the grass is. Definition. of snake in the grass. A treacherous or deceitful person. The messenger said, that old snake in the grass is biting Muslims now. A deceitful, treacherous person. He talking about no little snake. That's what we got among us. Stoning. Let me show you what it said about stoning. Unfeeling or hard-hearted, unemotional or unsympathetic. Stoning. Sitting among us. Sitting among us. Conniving. Setting plans. Whistling in your head. Dropping seeds on other believers. Stoning. Stone-faced. Rebellious. Stoning. That's what you're dealing with. This is the days of manifestation of defects, brothers and sisters. Allah is God. He's real God. He's not a spook. We don't believe that. This man is God. He's real. He knows our mind. He knows what we're thinking. He knows our very thought. He knows if you shucking. He knows if you lying. He knows your unmotive. He know it, but we still do it. Why? Because we doubt his power. We don't think he's powerful enough because I'm going to do it and I'm going to continue to do it. You'll see. You will see. And you're going to be made manifest. All of us. You're going to be like an open book, like a movie. Allah going to make you manifest. Whatever's in your heart and whatever's in my heart, he's going to bring it out. Bring whatever in my heart out. You will do nothing but helping me. That's right. If it's wrong, bring it out. Because you're going to do it, I'd rather submit to it. But no, stone it. See? Treacherous. Loved ones. Don't you know the Messenger of Allah said that He gonna make all of us manifest? Do you believe that? If you believe something, that you believe in this God, you say you do. You say He all powerful. He's all knowing. Why you keep doing what you're doing then? You're all right. You don't believe in it. Because if you believe in it, you'll make some kind of adjustments. You'll show it. You won't go to the motion. You'll show it. Because when you go to the motion, we see it. Can you fool a Muslim? Not nowadays. It's going to have to be the pure in heart today. Right? Ain't no going through the motion. I heard it. Salam alaikum. The white man says salam alaikum. John Hawkins says salam alaikum. That don't mean nothing. It's your actions. That's going to be the judge of you, not me. Your actions. You writing your book, and it ain't going to lie on you. It's going to be an open book. Everybody going to see it. See? You're going to have to ship in or ship out. You can't serve two gods. You can't have one foot in, and you can't have one foot out. That goes for me and everybody else. If I act a fool, somebody else will take my place. Brother, right there. You act a fool, somebody take your place. And they will. You won't even be missing. What the messenger say? I got 2 men out in front of me to worry about you. That's you, God, and the devil. Go on where you want to do. Do what you want to do. You want to smoke some weed? Go ahead. You want to drink your little beer and hockey? Whatever you want to do, go ahead on. Smoke a little cocaine, whatever pills, whatever you want to do, brother, sister. Drink a little wine, go to the casino, jam all your money up, do whatever you want to do. That's you and Allah. And he's the best judge. So you're going to get what you deserve. The white man going to get what he deserves. Yeah, he going to get what he deserves. He think he getting away with it. He's so crazy, he going to try to fight God. See? He's so foolish and crazy, he going to try to fight a war that he know he can't win. You too. You fighting too. And know you can't win. But we so hard-hearted, stiff-necked, and rebellious, we're going to see it through anyway. Don't you know that the messenger said that some of our brothers and sisters know that the devil's wrong, but they'd rather just go down with the devil instead of admitting it, that they was duped? Instead of admitting that they was fooled, that been played on, they'd rather go down with the devil because of what? Their pride. Because of their pride, they'd rather lose their salvation. These are the kind of things. But you're dealing with a real God, brothers and sisters. I'm here to tell you. Master Prophet Muhammad is true. He's a real God. What Khalil said, that's a learning. What Khalil said to his blood brother, the messenger, one who sided with the enemy. What did he say to him? Cut my throat. It was so bad. Pain. He couldn't even blink. Allah's telling you and me. It happened to you too. And it could happen to me too. And you too. Frustrated him because he sided with the enemy. Deceived his brother, he thought. The messenger said, Allah showed me I didn't know their hearts. I didn't know their hearts. That's right. Comes out. It comes out for you to see it. He makes you see it. And me. When we're trying to be upright, Allah is with you. He's with you. Praise and speak to Allah. But he knows what's hidden. We can say that all day long. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, Allah. But do you mean it? Do you mean it? See? I was with a woman one time. I loved her. I did. Well, I met my wife. I loved her. Told me, who do you love the most, me or your God? She tested me. But I loved her. Who do you love the most, me or your God? Did she actually think that I was going to choose her over my God? It was a hurting decision that I know I had to make. But Allah blessed me with one 10 times better than her. But sometimes when you get that, you got to appreciate that. In some stages of time, up and down the thing, I probably didn't appreciate it too much. And it caused embarrassment. Embarrassed her for some of the foolish things that I did. She thought. She knew I loved her. She knew I'd do anything for her. But am I going to take her over my God? Hell with you. You know what Know what I'm saying? I knew Allah forever. Bet you. I know what the messenger did. I know what he taught, but you put that cloud on me. Okay, now you see it. I chose him above you. You understand what I'm saying? That's your test. Now what you gonna go with, truth or your love? Love Allah. If you love Allah, you gonna make the right decision. That's right. You gonna make the right decision. I made it. Blessed with a wife 10 times better than her. 3 beautiful children. Muslim children. And still a Muslim got me out of that grave that I put myself in. And I'm gonna choose you? Must be out your mind. Or think I'm out of mine. They play on you with the love. Look at Samson. Another one, Samson, the most powerful man in the world. The man is for woman, woman is for man. She was able to get in once. Put a little soft words. Let's put some in his head. Stroking his neck. Where's your power lie, Samson? So a week before he told on himself. He brought the whole thing down on him. Killed his own self for the lust of this woman. They do that. Try you. They do. She sure tried me. She a memory now. Thank you. I was put to the test. Allah test me. Who do you love the most? She know I was Muslim. She know I was trying to do what is right. But she gonna come with me on that. It showed me. I can tell you what she said. She said some bad thing. I can't tell you that out here. What she said. I know she's losing. I know she done lost her mind. I said, I heard him get out of here. She might kill me up in here. See? So, don't tell me about no love. Oh, it must have said, I would have went, but it was my wife. I couldn't go because my wife. Or I couldn't go because of my children. I couldn't do it. It's me. I just love them. Or my beautiful horses. I couldn't leave. You need to burn you up. You ain't no good for nothing. See? That weak excuse. See? Weak. Trying to be strong, weak. Yeah, we're all weak. Especially that woman, she know how to get you. It's a natural thing to her. She knows just what to do. She knows just what to say and know when to stroke you. Whenever she wants to stroke you. You can be all mad, but see, after a while, she knows exactly what to do to calm you down. Hey, kitty, kitty. And you go all forward, Mr. Tough Man. See, Mr. Tough Man. Behind them closed doors, he just feeding you, and just weak. And trying to show some strength. Can't even show it, you're weak. Instead of submitting to Allah and say, help me with this problem I got. Help me to get right. Guide me on the right path, Master Farad Muhammad. Get me to be strong. Put some backbone in me. Bless me to do the right thing. To please you. Only way you're going to please Allah, you got to do right. Can't please him what you think. What you think most of the time is not right. That's why we pray 5 times a day. Mr. Wise Guy. That's why we pray 5 times a day, because what we do, we always doing something we ain't got no business to do. We get through saying our prayer one time, you go walk 10 feet, fall, and you guilty of some other flaw. So now you know, you don't know. That's why we say 5 prayers. 2 extra ones, 7 sometimes. We got another prayer we're supposed to say 7 times. But you don't do it. The message said we should say that prayer 7 times. But you can't even say 5. See? These kind of Mr. Wise Guy, Mr. Know-it-all, or Miss Know-it-all. See? We got a God on our side that knows us. Better than we know ourselves. You bring embarrassment. I love my wife. Tell it, see? You think I don't? See? Thank Allah who came to the person of Master Farad Muhammad. We gonna be all right. Because Allah gonna bless us to be all right. The message says for those who want it, we want it. So that's why we gonna be all right. The God gonna see to it. He's backing you and I. It's just a few of us, but we a mighty few. You understand what I'm saying? David killed Goliath, didn't he? Little David. He slew him, didn't he? Bust him in the top of his head and killed him. Big giant. You ain't no giant. I ain't no giant. But the truth got him. Truth killed him. Just like it'll kill you and me if you're not in accord with it. This is what he's saying. He ain't talking about no souls. He's talking about the truth. What is being said, what's being taught. The truth, will you apply yourself to the truth? If it don't, it's going to knock your brains out and kill you. Like it did Goliath. Big America. Goliath. What's going to kill Big America? Truth. The message say, standpoint to prove my position. That's going to get him. We don't need no firearms. Allah can turn the heat up on him, but the sun go another 50 degrees and burn him up and put us on shade. He can do that. He has the power to do it. So you don't think he had the power and don't know what you thinking? He can call earthquakes, tsunamis. destroy nations, and don't know what you thinking, you gotta be a fool. You gotta be a fool. Didn't even think like that. Have a man know what is, what was, and what is ever gonna be. Created you in the image and likeness of himself. So he don't know you? He don't know when you shucking and lying or conniving and being slick? He knows. Believe me, he knows. But he knows when to act too. So you ain't getting away. You ain't getting away. That's the mistake that we make. You don't take the action and get spanked, you think you done got away. So when you do that, your confidence build up and you continue to do your little dirt. And you're gonna get tired of it. Pretty soon, you're gonna what? Exceed the limit. He give us a little thing, but we so nonchalant, no, we so slick, we exceed it. Go ahead, keep on. You ain't exceeded the limit yet. That's all. You haven't exceeded the limit yet. That's why you ain't got. It ain't that you being so slick, or I'm being so slick. Just exceed the limit. Holy Quran say, don't exceed the limit. Do all you want to do, but when you exceed the limit, that's it. So you ain't getting away. You ain't getting away. We ain't getting away. Just have to exceed the limit. Everything's all right. No, when you exceed the limit, you and everybody else gonna know. You know how we gonna know? We'll say, Allah got him. You'll see it. Allah got him. Sometimes Lieutenant Freeman said, some of them go cuckoo. Cuckoo. Out of their mind. Saying foolish things. Thinking somebody out them. Can't sleep. You go cuckoo. I didn't go cuckoo, but I couldn't sleep. I can bet we can tell you that. I ain't telling you what somebody told me. I was in that position. I know the power of Allah. Yeah, but you probably don't. But I exceeded the limit. I got back. Allah blessed me to get back. I went back out there in the dead world. Yeah, he blessed me to get back. I ain't going out no more. You can't melt and pull me out. So what you do, what you say, you'll go for me. Got the God on my side, I don't got messy out front. So what you do, what kind of action you do, what kind of stuff you concoct and slide under, trying to be slick. See? No. You just haven't exceeded the limit yet. Holy Quran said, don't exceed the limit. Allah put up with us to a certain point. He's going to put up with you and me. He's not going to put up with you and me over this limit. He's not going to do it. And he shouldn't do it. And he's not. We've given a messenger. Taught us right from wrong. Taught us to love your brother and sister like you love yourself. Treat your brother and sister like you want to be treated. Even treat the devil right. The man that enslaved us, that misled us. Treat him right. One who hate us, got us hating each other. Holy Quran tell you about Iblis. Everybody submitted but him. Everybody had the most sense, had all sense but Iblis. He didn't submit. Why? Iblis, he was too proud to submit. Like we are. We're too proud to admit our wrong. We're too proud. We go down our grave being proud, stiff-necked and rebellious. Know that we're wrong. Know it. But refuse to submit to it. You won't make it. You won't make it. Me, none of us will make it. I don't care what we do or what we think we right. If you think you're right, go ahead. Go ahead if you think you're right. But in the meantime, I want you to think about it just a little bit. Go to Allah. So Allah, I know I'm doing right, so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. You can't get your mouth see. You can't make your mouth see. Your mouth don't know you lying. You're going to play, oh Allah, I know what I'm doing is right. So please bless me. Let me know, am I doing right? You know if you're doing right. Man, it's God. Man is God. He got control over his thoughts. You know you right, wrong. But we got that divine supreme being that know what you hitting if you not mean what you say or what we say. Islam will condemn you, in my conclusion. It will make you great or it will burn you up. I thank Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, true and living God, for blessing me to be a follower of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who we know that's no longer with you and I in the physical form, but that what was given to him from Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of the Master Farad Muhammad, lives with you and I, the believers. And we are the trailblazers, and we're going to continue to fight in the way of Allah in His message. Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah.
Sister, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praises due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. So, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live, the alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou hast filled thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down. Lord, those who go astray if they heard thy teachings. Say here lies one God. Lies he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none deserve to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves, and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, I forgot to say that.